Hey everybody, Scroft here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our Bevington farm series. Hope everybody's doing good. It's been super warm in the UK recently. Last few days especially have been really warm. So it's nice to kind of just chill out for a bit. I was working on the farm last 2 days, but now we're doing some virtual farming instead. So hopefully we can, hit a bit of a... hopefully we can just stay in the shade a bit more, because it's been so bloody warm in the UK. It's been nice, don't get me wrong, but every now and again it's just good to take a bit of a respite from that. I mean, I always sunburn and always get heat rash, so I'm not the biggest fan. In a perfect world I wouldn't be like that, but it is what it is. Luckily I don't get hay fever though, and I know a lot of people suffer with that, so I am lucky in some sense. But yeah, it's nice to get back on FS. Got a lot to do again, as always. Done a bit as well, so we'll go through some updates. Got some exciting stuff to talk about as well. It's been a great week, really. We've been, been given the first information about the Year 1 expansion that's going to be in Scotland. Looks really nice, well designed in my opinion. It's obviously going to bring a lot of assets to the game as well, which is good in many reasons, because I think it's important to keep in mind, with it being a Giants map, they're not going to have like the true country lanes and tight yards, because basically they have to design it so you can use the largest of the equipment, even on a Scottish map or even on a UK map. So I think there was one shot in the video they shared where it's like two hedgelands and like a road or something, like a track, and it was so wide it just didn't look natural at all. It looked really Giantsy, but it has to be like that because Giants are tailoring it to all playstyles and all equipment, so it's something to keep in mind. But the good side of that is, with all them assets like the dry stone walls, like the hedges, that can be used in the future for modders to make more maps for the UK community that want to play on a UK style map. So I think it's only going to be a good thing. It's nice as well to see the UK finally represented by Giants, because we've missed out. We have missed out. We've only ever had modded maps based in either UK, Ireland and so on. We've never had Giants step foot. We've had several Central European maps from Giants. Same goes for Eastern European, maps placed in Germany, France, everywhere really that's been in Europe. And we've also had a load of US-based maps as well. So it's nice to finally get that, representation. And I saw a few comments of people saying not interested, don't want to play on a UK map, but that's how a lot of UK players felt when we keep seeing French maps, German maps, US maps constantly. We're happy to play them at the same time because it's a Giants map. It's obviously needed for the game to be released, even if it's just, the first maps that come in 25 or DLC maps and stuff. So I think it's just nice to kind of move it around. And you got to remember, it's the first UK map to ever be done by Giants. So it's not like this happens all the time. It is a one-off. So just wanted to point that out, because when I saw them comments I thought, yeah, you've got to see it from other people's point of view and perspective. And it almost came across a bit entitled, to be honest, which I didn't like to see, because we're all FS players and we all want to just enjoy the game, and everyone's going to have their own styles and preferences and stuff. So but it is what it is, because I can't really say too much, because I just play UK maps mostly. I will play on some other maps, like I plan on playing on EDO's maps when that drops, and maybe a US map potentially if it's kind of suits my playstyle. But I think that's what it has to do. It has to always suit your playstyle, because you've got to enjoy the game. So that's got to be the most important part. But anyway, faffing about as always, standard on this channel. Let's talk about something that I first mentioned in the last episode. These cows are loud today, aren't they? Let's stand a bit further away from them. I mentioned this in the last episode, and it was about the brilliant mod at Oz that made the garage mod. So you've seen it on ModUp. It's basically this tab here, that tab there. I mentioned that he sent me a version that we can now see like used equipment searches. So it kind of works in combination with the mod that kind of, you set it to go find an item in the second-hand market, it will eventually get back to you, and then it should show in there, or basically if it's not been found yet, it should still show in here. That's the way it works. So brilliant idea, well combined with another mod as well. But what I mentioned in the last episode is he reached out to me and asked me for any mod ideas, so script ideas that would be quite useful. And I told him about the idea of the leasing mod that we've got from Arrow. Kind of, just for me, isn't the way I would personally like it. No, no criticism there aimed at Arrow. Some people will like it that way, but I tried to give him a more realistic way And I spoke to the farmer that I work with, Adam, and he's got a T6 that he's just about to pay off, and how he did it. So I asked him, to share the information of how he went about buying the T6 and what he needed to do. Was there a deposit, paying monthly, final fees, all that good stuff. So I wanted to combine all that information, give it to Oz and say, this would be super cool. And he's done it. He's done it, and he's not just done it, he's done it insanely well. It's almost perfect. Like, he asked for some feedback yesterday. I tried it out. I couldn't even find anything negative or anything even constructive to say. For me, it's insane. It's really good. It probably can, it's a conflict with the financing mod. So if you're using it when it does drop on Mod Hub, you might need to not use the financing mod. That would be my first bit of advice. But honestly, it's really good. And we're going to show it off now. I've actually got this vehicle up here. So the Fendt that I originally bought with an insane kind of financing deal where it's just loads of money. That's now not under that. I sold it, rebought it, and did it through this method. Now, if we go up to the tractor, you'll see that it says monthly cost at 2,500, so a lot better than the 5,000 I was paying. And the months remaining, so 60. The final fee that we have to pay at the end, and the settlement cost, which basically means that if I sell this now in the store, it will take 214,000 from me, £997, and then whatever's left I will keep. So that is a settlement cost to keep in mind. But I'm not, that's not my plan. My plan is to pay my time, do it realistically and pay it off. So the mod is called Hire Purchasing. It's going to be sent to Mod Hub for testing when this video drops. That's all I got. I asked him, what's his plan? He said, you can be sure basically that by the time your video goes live, this will have been sent to Giants. Now, it might fail. It might be in a long queue, but it will be sent to Giants. So yeah, keep an eye out on Mod Hub. Eventually this will drop. It's called the Hire Purchasing mod. And if you could do me a big favor, just because Oz is a friend of the channel, give him a 5-star rating. Honestly, it'd mean the world to me because he's worked his socks off, got this done quick, and done a really good job of it. So let's first off find a piece of equipment. Now, I know what I want to do here. I've not been liking my Tedder recently. It's not been that good. So I thought it'd be the perfect one to kind of ditch. So we're going to sell this. It's 13 meters, so it's a decent size. It just kind of leaves a weird drop in the center. So I want to get a bit of a more, I don't know, just a different style of Tedder. So we're going to sell this. We're going to sell this, 13 meters. We're going to get 12,000 for it. Not bad at all. So then we're going to find ourselves a new Tedder, and we're going to use the feature. So this works with all equipment, harvesters, tractors, anything like that. So that was the one we had before. I don't mind if it's 11 meters. I think that would be a good one. It doesn't need to be 17, though. That's a definite. So I think... Should we go with the Fernland? I think we do. 24,000. It's a bit expensive, but it's not too bad. So what we do now is at the bottom, you've got an option here that says Hire Purchase, and you'll press X. And this amazing in-depth box comes, and this is what I really like. And in fact, part of the feedback I did give him in the end was it'd be really good if there was a menu that you could track. So say if you've got multiple items through Hire Purchasing, which is what a lot of farmers do. Not many farmers can just go and pay 250,000 on a tractor. They get it through Hire Purchasing. So I said it'd be good to track that in a menu to see how many payments you've made, maybe on one, how many months is left, how much you've paid off, how much you owe, things like that. And obviously the different interest rates, if that's applicable. I don't know if it's always going to be 4%. From what I've seen so far, it is 4%. But anyway, we have 3 customizable options here. So the first one is to choose the amount of deposit you want to pay. Right? So you're always paying something. So you can see that it's either 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, basically. So if you want to pay 40% straight up, your monthly repayments are obviously going to be down. Your interest rate's going to be better. So you will reduce the interest rate when you increase the deposit. Also, what decreases the monthly cost is the amount of years you want to take to pay this off. And then also, if you want a final fee at the end. So I went with the final fee option of 60,000, which was option 4 on the Fendt tractor, because I was trying to spread the monthly cost. I wanted to reduce the monthly cost because I've got a lot of them at the moment, and it just made sense for me to kind of try and make each month that I go by a little bit more friendly on the bank balance. That's the... that was my aim. So with this, I'm happy to pay 30%. Let's just give 7,000 deposit straight away. That's a good chunk of it. And I want to pay it off in 2 years. I think that's probably about right for a Tedder. nothing crazy, is it? It's not like a massive tractor. So then we've got 4 options here. So this is what you choose here. You'll have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it's the one you want to choose. So the first option, you don't pay any final fee because you've paid it all off in your monthly repayments with the interest. So the total cost is going to be £25,031. This option 2 is having a small final fee. This one's obviously got more of a final fee, and then eventually option 4 will be a final fee of the highest, which is £7,350, which is basically the 30% that we deposited. So we know it's a final fee of 30%. So you could pretty much adjust from that. Then this is 20%, this is 10%. So do you want to pay 10% at the end? I'm probably going to go with paying 10% at the end. Or actually, let's go for option 3. We'll pay £5,000 at the end after 2 years, and then we'll own it. So I just need to pick option 3, and then we can get this Tedder now. It'll cost me, pretty much £7,350 right now. And then every month it's going to be $538, and then at the final fee, which is after 24 months because it's 2 years, we'll pay $4,900. So it's got some useful information here just to make it a bit more clear. It says payments will be collected automatically and may put you in the rear. So if you've not got the money in your bank balance, you don't need to technically worry that you're going to miss a payment and then the equipment disappears. You're just going to go into the negative. So keep that in mind, that these payments will just keep going out and putting you into the negative. If you sell the item before the hire purchase deal is complete, you will pay the full outstanding amount. So say I sell this after 12 months and it's like I sell it for 20,000, but I still owe 10. It'll take 10 off me and I keep 10 basically. And then it just says the deposit will be taken immediately. So right now, monthly payments will begin next month. So I'm in August, so it'll be September the 1st or day 1. And the final fee is due the month after the last monthly payment. So if the last monthly payment for us is month 24, then on 25th month, I'll pay the $4,900. So that's how it works. So I'm just going to grab this now. Option 3, purchase, and that's it. Job done. So that's my Tedder now. I own it. It should be up at the store. Let's just jump up to here. There we go. So it's there. So I own it, and if I go up to it, it gives you some information. You can see that it says months remaining 24, so 24 payments remaining basically. The final fee, $4,900. I can settle it right now for £17,819. That's because I put the deposit down as 7,000 odd. And yeah, that is pretty much how it works. Honestly, it's an incredible mod. I really love the idea of it. I love the fact that he asked for feedback, and I give him some ideas and some mods, and it's astonishing really how well he's done it and how quick he's done it. But yeah, thank you so much, Oz, for sending it over to the channel and also asking for feedback. I really appreciate that. And you've done an outstanding job, and I'll be sure to hit that 5 stars when it releases on Mod Hub. But keep an eye out on Mod Hub when it drops. Give it 5 stars. Show some support in the comment section for Oz, because it's mods like this that really do make the game a bit more realistic. Let's crack on. We've got some bits and bobs that I want to do. In fact, I think the first task I'm going to do is I'm going to drive. Let's drive the Fiat Agri, and we're going to go sell 2 cows. I know, just a random thing to do, but 2 cows is what we're doing. We're selling them. I need the animal. Did I put the animal trailer? Oh, I know where it is. It's around the back. It's around the back around here. So if we can drive through, which we can't. I'm just going to drive through the new cow shed. But we'll go through this gate here. Yeah, we're going to sell 2 of the bowls, basically. The original bowls. Because we've got the 2 bowls technically in with the cows right now, we don't need that many bowls. And yeah, they are taking some feed up, and I kind of want to clear that shed off. It's a shame because I would be clearing it off, but I got the Hereford bowl to show you with the white head that it's got. And I don't want to sell that yet because I may as well fatten it up and try and get the most money I can. So the first job is we're going to go sell these just down the road, just make a bit of money. In fact, I'll probably make close to what I've just spent on that deposit, which is going to be good news. And then we're going to clean it out. We're going to set these up for when we bring the cows in the winter. I don't know if I'll use them all because we've got 4 cow sheds plus this one, which is 5. But I do want to have a nice rotation, and with me having milkers, and I'm going to probably have ones that are actually milking, ones that are dry, or young stock, let's say. Yeah, I want to try and figure that out. Anyway, this is the Hereford one. You can see it's not quite there. Its health is can we see its health in this menu? I know they're all 100% anyway, but we can't actually see its health unless I'm missing it. Yes, you can. It's here. Sorry, I'm going blind. So you can see that that's target weight's 801 and it's still underweight. That's because we haven't had it long, whereas this is over the target weight, so that means it's worth quite a bit. 3,600 is a good amount. That's our backup beef bull, which we don't need anymore, because if the bulls do die, I'll just have to, get some more. And we might be able to just get a good one. It just depends. But I'm hoping that they last out and everything's fine with them. And then we've got a milking bull, the original one. For a milking bull, basically, like a brown Swiss, that's not a bad price. It's well over the target weight. Target weight's 914. This is 983. So we're just going to move selected to the trailer, and then we're going to leave that one in there, which will make it so the feed requirement in that is a lot less. Because if I just quickly look at this one, in fact, there should just be one now. Yeah. I don't know if I should take the monitors off them first. I don't think I should, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's gone down to 468 because that was like 2,000 every day. So it goes to show how much these two cows are just eating. So that'll help us out. I have been doing some lime spreading. I even leased out the lime spreader that you've probably seen at the bottom. Just thought it'd be a bit more productive. It actually works better as well because I can use the trigger off the silo over there that I put in for lime. Whereas before I had to use a bucket because it just didn't have a trigger set up on the muck spreader, which is, understandable because a muck spreader is not supposed to have like a drive up trigger. You're supposed to fill it up with a bucket. Even though you can drive to triggers with them, I don't know, but there's definitely not a trigger at the top. So yeah, it might be because the mod itself, I'm using a mod to allow me to fill up muck spreaders with lime, so it could just be something to do with that. Yeah, but we are going to set up them kind of like cow sheds. We're going to muck them out, we're going to blow some straw in, and then we're going to focus on getting some work done. In fact, I could have set the AR work again with the line because I wanted to start on the crop fields because I've done the grass fields. The crop fields is what is left to do. But anyway, let's sell these. 6,415, not bad at all. Pretty much brought back in close to anyway the money I've just spent on the deposit on the tedder, which is so much better. It really is outstanding, that mod is. That I can just be realistic and go, right, I need a new tedder, but I can't afford one, but let's get one on hire purchase. We'll pay a good deposit and we'll have some monthly repayments that are pretty good. And it can go up to 10 years as well, so if you get like a big tractor and you really want to spread the cost, yeah, you can do it 10 years. But remember, you can't just clear it off. So if you say, right, well, I've got the money now after 3 years to pay it off, you can't just do that currently. I don't know if that's going to be added in, but you can't, as far as I know, you can't just clear it off. So it might be something that gets added in. It might not be. I mean, when speaking to Adam, the farmer that I was mentioning with the T6, I did ask him, like, did you have an option to just pay it off? And he said no. Like, I think he also had, bloody hell, I put it, I tried to stop, it just wouldn't stop. But anyway, he said that he probably would have like an early repayment fee. So we'd have to pay like almost like a penalty to do that anyway. So maybe if Oz adds it in, you could put maybe a little bit of a penalty fee in to kind of not do that. I mean, it is realistic at the end of the day. So let's get this guy going with the spreader. It is full and ready to go. And then we can focus on the sheds whilst he's spending money, basically. Because he'll probably fill up from... Whoa, don't want to do that. Yeah, it'll probably fill up from the in-game kind of purchases as you go along. Because you can buy like slurry, muck, lime, fertilizer when your set of work are going. So that might be the way that it happens. But I want to basically mulch. That's my last job. So as he's doing this, I'm going to sort all the sheds out, and then we're going to mulch these fields so they're all set and ready to go. I do want to grow soybeans. I'm liking the idea of growing soybeans. Oats has been insane. Incredible, in fact. So, yeah, I think if we do some oats, maybe some soybeans, mixture of two. And then I was thinking of challenging myself. I know, crazy. But I was thinking of actually doing like maybe a big field of beets, either sugar beets or red beets. Now the reason for that is there's a tool that's 6 meters that makes it a lot easier to harvest. Now if we do red beets, we don't even have to remove the tops. But if we, if we do, let's actually go to 1. If we do sugar beets, yeah, we have to remove the tops. But I think sugar beets would probably return more. It take the only, like I say 6 meters, it would need emptying a lot. It literally holds 6,000 litres of either sugar beets or red beets in the harvester. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of work, but it'll pay off because from my experience in testing, sugar beets gives you a lot of cash. Right, so what I need to do here is put fertilizer to buy. There we go. Now the money, as you can see, just full on flies down. We're going to spend a lot, but it needs to be done. I mean, it's probably better financially for me to pick it up from that silo, because you can see the money just going down almost at an alarming rate. Can you imagine what it'd be doing if it was fertilizer? My God. Anyway, let's muck these cows out first. I think we'll start with the telehandler. Let's get in and load all. Get a bucket on, drive into each one, and we'll start mucking out and putting into our storage point for muck. I mean, I just wanted to get it ready, basically, for when I bring the cows in. Put a bit of straw down. I will talk to you in a second about like all the harvesting, because I know in the last episode we did the night harvest on the barley that I nearly missed. And I was very close for that to wither, which would have been a nightmare and a disaster, really. But I got there in the end. I noticed it, and yeah, all we need to do, really, is sell our grain and sell all the straw, which we've got so much of. It's going to be really good. So yeah, all we need to do is sell that. There we go. But if we muck these out now, we don't have to worry about doing that at the start. All we have to do is just drive up to it. But yeah, I got a load of... I'm pretty much in a really good state. I was worried at first, thinking, how am I going to pay off nearly £1 million in debt? But I'm lucky. I'm lucky because we have returned a lot of money. There we go. That's the first load in. Right, so before I carry on, let's just have a quick look. And I'll show you. We'll go to the stock check. I've obviously hid all the items we can't sell. So if you show all, you can see the ones that you can't sell. And if we go to the value and organise, which is what it's in, straw is actually a single commodity that we hold the most value in. And that's because we got 1.5 million litres. The amount of straw we got off them fields was really good. And with the price that it potentially could be in January, 335,000. Now, you've got to keep in mind, we're not going to sell all of them. We're going to keep some. The ones in the automatic storage point, we're going to keep. But the ones that are kind of loose, we're going to sell. So if I go to show storage, you can see that this, so we're keeping 175,000 litres, we're selling 1.3 million litres. So it's still going to be really good money. And then oats is incredible. For the amount that we got, 184,000 litres, in January it's worth 200,000, whereas the barley is only worth 80,000. I say only, but it's still a lot of money, but it's not as valuable as the oats. Oats is so much better to do. And I know I haven't got as much. I know it's 115,000 litres instead of 184, but that's still a lot. And it's 80,000, so there's a big difference there. My only issue, really, is the fact that I can't manually stack any of them bales, so I've been bringing them in with the autoload trailer that I've got. And, well, it's been a nightmare, to be honest. It has been a nightmare. Because they've got a mind of their own. I keep coming back into the game after I jump out, and they're everywhere. I mean, it's not tied in there. Yeah. It is a shame that the bale physics has gone backwards. fact, I will go and show you quickly. We'll do a bit of a loop and go the other way. I've got a bit in every one still, but yeah, we'll have a look at these because we got so many bales. But look at them. They're just insane. Wait till you look round here. Look at that. They were all upright, stacked, happy, and I've done nothing to them. I've just walked near them. And even these, look at these bales now. These start moving even more. I really don't know what the solution is. But we do need a rework of the physics for bales. It's pretty bad. There we go. Let's do this one while we're here. I'm hoping there's not too much in this one. Right, let's just keep that there. I've got a feeling that it won't like if I left it up too much. Just about squeeze there. You can. There we go. Happy days. I have to see how much this takes because I know they do hold quite a bit. And this one's the only one that's had cows in. And it's gonna need quite a bit. That one's got 11, 13, so they've actually got quite a lot, really. They're not doing too bad at all. But we'll fill them up, Right, wrong one again. There we go. Oh my days. Oh my days. Have you ever seen anything like it? Honestly, I am not faffing about with that. Bale physics. It went through. Oh my god, I've opened the door now. Bloody hell, fire. Yeah, it went through the back door when I tried to lift it up. What should have happened is it should have just pushed it forward, but I don't know. Faffing about in it. Really. Right, let's see if we can drop these two in. That's taking both of them round bales. Now these should have a bigger volume anyway, so that should make it a little bit easier. But as long as they go in, I'm hoping they do. That is so weird how it goes through. Yeah. Oh my god, the trigger is not the happiest, which I know it's actually a big box that I put in, so God knows. But anyway, we're blowing in. That's the main thing. It's taken quite a long time to do this, but I'm glad I got it sorted now because then I don't have to worry about it when I actually bring the cows in. Even though that one cow is probably going to do a little bit of work with it, but it's not too bad. Not too bad. I also need to clean off the harvester after the harvester did. Probably repair it as well. But look at the size. Look at the amount that we actually pulled out. That is a lot of muck. So at least we know we've got a bit of muck to use as well. There we go. Let's blow the straw in. And let's also see if we can shut this door. There we go. Or gate, really. Not door. And we'll do these ones as well. So this one should be... Yeah, this one should be the trickiest one. Oh, the AI worker that was doing the live spreading, I changed him to do it manually because he was costing me a fortune. I think it was like £5,000 just to do that field, whereas it wouldn't cost me that much. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to go and manually collect basically what I need. So I'll finish off this, I'll bring it back and we'll fill it up, and then we'll just send him off again. It saves money. Even if it is a bit more of a faff, at least it saves money. Right, it's the last one. This one's probably going to be the most trickiest. But we'll just reverse in. We'll get it done. And this tractor, because it's got like a manual gearbox, and it's very realistic, it really does jolt about. Oh my god. So you can't actually stop very quickly, because if you put your foot on the brake, it actually doesn't. It's like there's a delay to it. As brilliant as this tractor is by EDO, because it is stunning. Yeah, it's very realistic in that sense. Right, Right, there we go. Happy days. I mean, we are putting it through the wall, but there we go. That looks better. So I'm hoping that second bale will do the job with it. It doesn't look like it needs loads, so yeah, I think this will sort it out. Right, there we go. There we go. So everything's pretty much sorted. It's been mucked out. The straw bed and all of them full. So all we need to do is bring our cows in at winter. We've got a muck out here. We know we're not going to pretty much produce much else. This one cow's only going to be the one that's producing any muck. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. We can just park this out the way. We will get to the mulching soon. We'll start on the fields that he's limed. So let's go and sort out this guy. We want to bring him back in and yeah, fill him up, and then he can do the lime spreading. You can just about make out where he's been, especially if you go vertical above. But if we just quickly, before we drive into a hedge, you can see what he's done there. He has actually done that stretch as well, but it just doesn't need that much. So he's about, I'd say he's about halfway through the field, which isn't too bad, and a lot cheaper. A lot cheaper. So he needs 2 loads to do that field. The big field's going to obviously be a lot more, but 31,500 I'm sitting at. It's going to save me. Yeah, it's going to save me in combine. You know, if you combine all the fields, it'll save me probably about £10,000 doing it this way. So it's well worth the effort. So in fact, let's see how much it costs to fill up. I think it's about 3,000 something anyway. That's what it was when I was doing it in the grass fields. And obviously this grass field down here took the longest time. I also changed the setting that I had on just to try it out, which is the one, because there's 2 settings with precision farming now when it comes to spreading either fertilizer or lime or muck as well. Anything that applies nitrogen or pH, basically. There's one where it's like realistic spread, which I'm not too sure on. So I turned that one off, but then there's also a speed dependent one. I've now turned that off, and you can see that I did these 4 fields without that on, whereas these 2 I did with it on, and you can see what it does there, especially. It's all dependent on speed. So I've turned that off for now. Oh, I missed the price. Faffing about. Yeah, we missed the price, but it is about 3,000 something. I mean, you can tell anyway, we're at 31,000, we're at 28 now, so it's about £3,000. So let's get him back out to the field, set him going again, and then we will be good to get into the tractor and do a bit of mulching. I'll do a time lapse. I don't think I'm going to do all the fields, but we'll just try and do maybe at least 2 with the mulcher. These 2 that he's, well, it would be 2 by the time he's finished with the lime spreading in here. So yeah, we'll carry on from. We'll try and get both of these fields done. So if I just set him off here, it should work out where he needs to be. Because this one has got perfect pH now. So yeah, we'll do field 41 and field 42 with the mulcher. We may as well, which I've actually got set up on the New Holland. So all we need to do is get out in the field. It's not the biggest mulcher. There is bigger out there, but it actually looks more like a chain harrow with some discs on. So it doesn't look like a mulcher completely. Now, I think you can change it and combine it, but it says it's currently in a mulcher. And I actually forgot which way I kept it, so I think it's a mulcher still, and not. I don't even know. You can change it up from being a mulcher. There we go. So it is a mulcher. It's doing that. It's doing that. So yeah, we can just get this sorted out. In fact, let's stop it there. We'll get some guidance steering on the go. In fact, am I in the wrong field? I am. I'm in the field that he's still working on. Let's start again. Faffing about completely. I blame the warmth. It's 33 degrees right now in my kind of man cave where I record. 33 degrees. That is warm for a room. Right, so let's go steering assist. We'll do 2 headland passes. We'll lock on, drop down, and off we go. straightforward. I do love that steering assist on hand as well. Just it's so much more easier to use. I love VCA, and if that does come back, I'll probably go to it. I know there's a version of it on GitHub, but it has got a few bugs, and it's even got like all the FS25 logos and icons and stuff. So I know it's basically just been converted very quickly, I think. So I would rather wait for a version that's actually, you know, been designed for 25 a bit more. I found that to be a little bit more laboursome than this. This is really just straightforward to get on hand to use. This one thing with 25 that Giants did a really good job of is the guidance steering and the improvement to the AI workers. Because before I would use courseplay all the time, like all the time. And now I don't use courseplay anywhere near as much because I find the actual AI worker is doing a pretty decent job. It's good enough anyway for what I'm after. But we could look at some point getting a bigger mulcher. Let's have a look at where it is. It's got to be in the yield improvements, which I think is further up. Yeah, so yield improvements, weeders, rollers. Yeah, I think that's what I can change it to. I think it can be used as a weeder. But where are the mulchers? They're there. So that's the one we currently got, 7.5. It's not a bad size really anyway, is it? But there's this one, like 12 metres. That'd be a good one to have for our size fields. So it could be something that we look at in the future. I mean, for now, it does the job perfectly. And I like the fact that I'm mulching. But I'm sure, if I have a look quickly, I don't think it is. I was expecting it to keep the lime texture underground, but it isn't. But it still looks pretty good. Anyway, let's get this done. We've got 2 fields to do, and hopefully we can just keep filling up the guy as well in the spreader and make sure he's got enough and just keep moving him on to another field. Right, there we go. That's 2 fields done. Got plenty more to get on with. Actually took quite some time. The spreader wasn't working very well. I actually tried to use coarse plate and then that didn't work well. It was missing bits. What I noticed though is I'm sure that second kind of load that I filled up with, and when it kind of returned into that field and I set it going, thinking it'd just carry on where it left off, I'm sure it didn't. Yeah, I'm pretty confident that it must have done it in places it had already been because it just went so quickly. So I was very surprised about that. But yeah, I kind of set it going. I did it myself basically, and finished it off. It was pretty much just one headland pass or partial, like pretty much like 75% of one headland pass to finish off. And then I set it going in here, and it just got caught up and stuck. It did a headland, which is strange because it was almost like it got caught on an up and down pass. So maybe it was like this area. So I'll finish that off. I'll probably do all of them now, 38, 37, and finish off 39 as well. Yeah, but the mulching was straightforward. So that's all sorted out. 2 fields mulched, 3 more to go. And then pretty much after that, well, we can direct seed in. So I'll probably skip through to the third cut. It'll be third cut of grass, which potentially is going to be around September. I think it might be October, start of October. So perfect timing as well, because we'll sell all that for profit with everything we're selling in January. So I think I'm going to jump forward now to October. I'm going to get these fields all ready for direct seeding. That's pretty much all I've got to do. So all I'm going to do really is just mulch and lime the remaining arable fields. And then, yeah, we should see where we're at. I mean, this is pretty much spot on now. It's got the perfect pH. We will do the nitrogen as and when we plant. Gonna go with a mixture of soybeans, oats, and I'm also going to do 1 field of root crops. I know they're all big fields, so it's going to be a challenge. So I'll pick the smallest one for root crops, and I'm going to try out using this 6-meter harvester that pretty much, just, you know, it's base game equipment, and I've just never had chance to use it. I think it might make things a lot easier. Just a lot of carting involved, but the yield's there. So yeah, it's worth trying out. So I'll carry on with it, get it all sorted out. Yeah, keep an eye out on Mod Hub for the mod by Oz. Thank you again to him for sending over that, and yeah, for reaching out for ideas. I know a lot of people are going to like the idea of that mod, especially with it being, you know, kind of tailored to realistic a script mod. I mean, it's good when you get these small little realistic script mods, and they all add up to make a better game overall. So yeah, massive shout out and thank you to Oz, and also thank you to everyone that watches the videos. Yeah, I really appreciate you giving up the time to watch. Hopefully you're enjoying them. If you are, give it a thumbs up for me. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator. See you in the next one, everyone.